Hi, it's the Lipstick Gal. Thank you so much for watching today. I kind of wanted to go over what was in my BoxyCharm for the last quarter, so January, February, March, and I wanted to make sure that I had tried things long enough to really give you my honest to goodness thoughts. So let's start in January. January's box was very skincare heavy for me. I had 3 items of skincare. The one that I have not really used is this. I used it once. It's from Skin & Co. ROMA. It's their Truffle Therapy Face Gommage, a polishing micro exfoliating truffle face gommage. I really don't like this. I used it once for the video. I was thinking about maybe using it to exfoliate like arms and legs because I hate having something that I'm not going to use, but I feel like it's a little too aggressive for the face. This really reminds me of the St. Ives apricot scrub, like a higher end version. For me, this is not worth the $28 it says that it's valued at because it's not something I would ever purchase for myself. One thing that I have been using is this sleeping mask from AVANT. It's got shea butter, rice bran, panthenol, and it says it's supposed to be for an 8-hour radiance renewal. You get 1.69 fluid ounces in here, and this I think was valued at $107. I was like, that's a lot, very expensive. I find that you need a very small amount of this. The days that I use like too much, like I wake up in the morning and I feel like my skin's really greasy. So you only really need like the size of a pea. But when you rub it in, it feels, first of all, it feels very heavy. And if you are somebody who deals with greasy, oily skin, this might be too much for you. But if you're dealing with extreme dryness, this came in January and was the perfect time for me to get a product like this. I had already finished up a previous sleeping mask. It has a scent to it and it definitely smells artificial, doesn't smell like ingredients, but it's not really heavy and it doesn't really linger. But I find, I just put them on the other hand. I'm like, I can't have one hydrated hand and one not hydrated hand. I will tell you that if you put on just enough and not too much, you wake up in the morning with really beautiful skin. I wouldn't pay $107 for it, but I was glad to get it in my BoxyCharm. The next skincare item was this, the 24/7 Retinol Eye Cream from Dr. BRANDT. I just started using this about 3 weeks ago when I finished up my previous retinol eye mask. And I like to use retinol eye products at night because retinol makes your skin sensitive to the sun. You need to wear sunscreen all the time anyway, and I do, but I wouldn't want to wear something with retinol in it during the day. So this is my night cream, and I actually really think it's nice. It's hydrating. It doesn't make my skin feel really too greasy, but it's not, there are some eye creams that aren't hydrating enough and I feel like I get really dry and crepey. I feel like this has been good. I haven't used it for long enough to know whether the retinol is making a difference, but I am glad to have this. The last 2 items in my January box were makeup items and I'm wearing both of them today. One is this fancy pink diamond highlighter from Too Faced. It's really quite subtle, and this is the first time I have reached for it since, this is terrible to say, since I used it in the video. It's actually really quite nice, and I've been looking for more subtle highlights. I find that it's nice and it's got a pretty glow to it without being too much. I wouldn't have minded a mirror. That would have been great. And I finally got into the GRANDEDRAMA Intense Thickening Mascara with castor oil. It's what I'm wearing on my lashes today. I'll tell you this. I've had it open for about 2 weeks now, and I feel like it's doing a good job of lengthening and separating my lashes. I haven't had any problems with it flaking or smudging yet. Sometimes I find that formulas change like halfway through the tube. Some formulas will do really good, and then if the weather gets warm, I'll get smudging, and it's mid-April right now. It's not warm enough and I'm not outside enough to know whether this formula is not going to work for me in warmer weather, but it does make my lashes look nice. Is it better than my favorite mascara? No. Is it a good mascara? Yes. Would I pay $25 for this? Probably not. I absolutely loved February's box. One of the products in there, the skincare product, it wasn't this, it was like a half size of the facial radiance pads from First Aid Beauty. And I liked them so much and went through them that I went and I bought this. And I didn't think I was going to fall in love with this. Now, I don't use these every day. These, by the way, are little pads. They're kind of textured on one side, smooth on the other, and they have AHAs in them. So they're going to be an exfoliating treatment. I like that they come pre-moistened. I like that they're textured on one side. I feel like it helps a little bit in a kind of a physical exfoliant way without being too harsh, like this. I feel this is fantastic. And I also liked the fact that it really did keep a lot of my texture at bay. I tend to get some little teeny tiny white closed comedones down here, just like little teeny tiny whiteheads that never really go away. I don't know that I'd call them milia because they're not around my eyes, but they are down here. And this really gets rid of that. And I also find that it helps to, when I use it, I'll kind of go like from here, across the tops of my cheeks, tops of my nose, all the way through here, and then I'll hit my chin. I don't use these everywhere because I don't feel like I need it everywhere, but I do get some texture right in through here, and I do feel like my pores can get a little bit larger. I feel like this does a great job of making sure that I get that regular, 2 to 3 times a week exfoliant on my face without being too harsh. Really like these, enough to have repurchased them, and that says a lot. So I got this trio of brushes from Alamar. I don't use this guy here. I have been using this for blush, and I have been using this for bronzer. And they kind of come in and out of my regular everyday brush rotation. And I will tell you, I do like how soft these are. I do think they do a good job. I used a really pigmented blush today. Which one did I use? I used Covet from Makeup Geek, and it is bright. And it's also one of those that when you hit it, like, you pick up a lot of pigment. But what I like about this is that, if I knock off the excess and then I go to blend it in, I feel like it does a great job of giving me a nice flush. It doesn't hold on to the product in a weird way. It blends it in nicely. It's super soft. I think these are nice brushes. I used this today, and I had been using this, I'd say I'm like down to here already. And for a primer, that's really surprising. I normally don't go through primers quickly at all. This is the Pure 4-in-1 Correcting Primer. It's their Energize and Rescue. I like using this as a primer on days when I feel like I need a little bit more hydration. It is a little bit hydrating, but it does have a note on the back that says sunburn alert. This product contains alpha hydroxy acids that increase your skin's sensitivity to sun. Use a sunscreen. I don't know whether it energizes or rescues my skin, but I like it, and I'm gonna finish it. This is the Ciate Everyday Vacay Coconut Powder, and I'm wearing it today. It's nice. My concern is that it looks like powdered sugar. It literally looks white. I don't know if you can see just like little wafts of powder coming up here, but it is one of those powders. It will, if I'm careful how I blend it into my skin, I can get it to look like it's gone. But this would not be a good transparent setting powder for anybody who had like medium skin on. It might give you an ashy look. It might give you a kind of a grayish undertone, or would really lighten your skin in an uncanny, weird, kind of like a ghost face kind of way. I feel like it works for me, but I'm extremely fair. And this is gonna work for me, but I don't know that it's gonna work for everybody. It does smell like coconut, and you get 15 grams. This is not a powder that I would recommend. This is not a powder that I reach for regularly. This is just an okay powder. Last thing for February is a huge hit for me. It's what I'm wearing on my eyes today. It's this right here. It's Iconic London's Day to Slay eyeshadow palette. And this is so gorgeous. I have used this so much. I have used every shade in here, and I like that you can get a really beautiful, gorgeous, neutral look. This is valued, I think it's $62, and I don't know that I would have rushed out to buy this had I seen it in the store, but I love that you do get a lot of shades, and I love that you have a wide variety. You have some kind of peachier tones in here. You have some nice golds. You have kind of like some, leans a little bit plummy. You've got some darkness in here, and you've got a lot of light shades. I feel like the shimmers in here are actually really pretty and surprising. I feel like they do a great job. They look fantastic on the eye, And this is one of those things that I'm glad that this was the choice, the item that I chose for my box for February. Glad that it came, and I have been using it a lot. From there, it's on to March's BoxyLuxe. One product I completely used up and I threw away. It was the Elle Sponge. I had the lavender scented one, and just a flower shaped sponge infused with body wash. And I really enjoyed it. I didn't think I was gonna like it. And here's what's funny is I've had actually a couple of those before in a box from BoxyCharm. I got one in my first ever Luxe box, which was September 2018, and I never used it. I gave it to my niece and she loved it. And then I got the ones that were like green and white and looked like little yin and yang symbol that were for manis and petties, and that's somewhere still in my closet. So when I find that, I'm gonna use it because I was surprised at how nice it smelled, and the sponge itself does actually exfoliate. So if you're using it on arms and legs and other parts of your body, it is rough enough, but not too rough where it doesn't, you know, leave you itchy and uncomfortable, but it does kind of rough up that top layer of skin. I really, really liked it. I'm wearing these earrings, and these earrings here are from Zaxi by Stephanie Taylor. These were something that came in the box. These are one of the items that I chose. This is the second time I've worn them. I wore them for the video for the March box, and I haven't worn them since. And I think if they were just a plain silver hoop, I might wear them more. I don't like these. What I do like is how easy they are to put on. They are super easy. They have this kind of spring-loaded little back closure here, and it just goes straight over this. So when you put them on, they're not going anywhere. I think they look nice. They're just not my style. I'd like either a plain hoop or a hoop with a dangle. I've made a lot of hoop earrings for myself that have something hanging from the bottom here, so it's not that I don't like hoop earrings. These probably wouldn't be the style that I would go out and purchase for myself. They also look a little bit inexpensive, but I'm wearing them today. One of the things that I really didn't like, and I've been meaning to try again and again and again, and I haven't, is this. It's the Hello Charmer eyeshadow palette from BoxyCharm. Now, I know some people really love this, and I think that for me, some of the colors in here are outside of my comfort zone. These guys here, this bright red, this more orange with the yellows, and I think that obviously I'm a neutral lover, and this kind of really pushes that. And I found this shade here and this shade here to be very pretty, but they're glitters. They feel different in the pan, and the textures I'm putting my finger into them, oh, so they're really gorgeous, but the glitter goes everywhere. I've tried this one here, and I found the glitter all over here. And then for days, like the next 3 days afterwards, I wasn't wearing any makeup, and I was still finding stray particles here in my hairline, in my eyebrows, like on my lips. Like, this glitter is gonna go places. And I wish it would stay put. I think I didn't put down a glitter glue because I wanted to see how it went on its own, but I had such a bad experience with it, and I think it might just be the glitters, that I haven't tried it again. But if I'm looking at it, there are a couple of really beautiful, nice neutral metallic shades in here, and if I were to pair those with some of the others, I think I could get a pretty eye look. It just seemed weird to me that we'd have like a stark white, a red, kind of a green, a blue, you know, a lot of warmish yellowy tones. This one here is a bright gold, and everything either seemed like it was really warm, or we had these guys right here. So if you kind of get rid of these guys, it's a really warm palette. I don't know. I haven't loved this, and I haven't been inspired to try it again, but I probably should. I have loved this. This is the Power Pigment from NARS. I have the shade Warm Leatherette. It's what I'm wearing today. I do have a lip liner down beneath it. It's this one here from Makeup Revolution. It's in the shade Vampire. It's our Satin Kiss lip liner, and I will tell you, it's a really great match for this. I like this formula because it's not one that dries down completely matte. My lips don't feel dried like a desert. My lips don't crack. My lips don't get uncomfortable. My lips need nourishment, and not that this is a nourishing, hydrating situation, because it's not, but it doesn't suck all the life out of my lips. I wish that I'd had this earlier in the fall and winter, because I would have worn this shade a lot more. I'm wearing a lot more glossy lips now and sheer lipsticks, but this is something I'm going to be reaching for come fall and winter of this year. So we had two of these little guys sent to us. This is the Brazilian Boom Boom Cream from Sol de Janeiro, and they sent another one this exact size of their Coco Cabana, which is their sweet coconut cream scent. And that one's in my purse. That's what I've been using with all the hand washing we've been doing to make sure I have something hydrating in my purse. I haven't busted into this yet because I do still have a full size of the Boom Boom Cream. And this is my favorite. This smells amazing. It smells like, oh, it just reminds me of the beach. And I know it doesn't. They say it's like a warm praline pistachio caramel smell, and all I get is like, it smells like the beach, but it does smell delicious. So I am glad to have this, and when my Biggie Boom Boom is done, I will start busting into these. I really do like this smaller travel size, perfect for my purse. One of the skincare items that came in the BoxyLuxe was this. This is the QMS Lip Line Corrector. You get half an ounce, and I like that it's an airless pump. But I find that one full pump, if you were to depress the full thing, is too much for my lips. And this is supposed to be one that helps decrease the lines. I mean, it's like, it's very wet. You need half a pump. I wish the pump was better at regulating. Instead of you start to push it, like it all comes out. I wish I could get half a pump. And some people are good at doing that and some people aren't. I obviously am not. And I feel like if they'd put a different pump on this, it would be better because I don't feel like you need the whole pump. Now, I have been using it for about a month now, every single day. And it's meant for like the lips and the lines around your lips. So I've been hitting like my lips, and then because it's a lot, I take it all the way up to like right below my nose and all the way down here. And I haven't noticed that there's been any decrease in the look of fine lines around my lips. I don't feel like there's a decrease in what my lips look like before and after. And I also don't feel like product goes on better, stays on longer. It's not a primer, but it should be at least be like a, since it's a lip serum, hydrating and kind of maintaining my lips. I really don't feel like I'm getting that from it. It actually is supposed to be a $200 value. I would never pay $200 for this. 60 to 90 days is going to give you a better indication as to whether it's working, but I would feel like at least by 30 days I would be able to see, is there a measurable difference? I can't tell yet. I don't know that there is. I'm not impressed with that product. I'm not impressed with the pump. The packaging feels very lightweight, and it doesn't feel like a $200 product to me. Something else that I got that was kind of a high-end ticket price item was this. This is the PMD Clean Smart Facial Cleansing Device, and I have used this a lot. This is the third facial cleansing device that I have. I have a Clarisonic, I have a Foreo Luna, and I have this. And I would say that the other two are a little bit more elegant in the way that they charge because they are rechargeable. It takes regular batteries, and I wish it had a rechargeable, but oop, I just dropped it. It comes with its own, it's funny, it even is branded as PMD. I didn't even notice that the first time, but I feel like it hasn't lost. In the last month that I've been using it, I don't feel like it's actually gotten to the point where I can feel like the battery's wearing down yet. So I feel like maybe it doesn't use a ton of power. It does a great job cleaning my face. I just wish there was a more elegant rechargeable device for it than what it has. I do find that every time I pick it up, I accidentally do press the button. This is the first time I picked it up and haven't accidentally turned it on. And I think it would have been smarter had this round base part here that screws and unscrews to put the battery in was flat, because they give you this little clear cup to sit it in. This has a flat base to it. I think if they had just, you know, used this shape on this, it would have been a lot easier, because sometimes I get, you know, water that drips from here down, it collects in the cup, or face wash or what have you. So it's not the most elegant, and because this little cup only fits on, it's slightly oval shaped, it's not completely, if you can't put it on one way, you can only put it on one way. If it's not on really well, sometimes the brush will fall over. It's not the most elegant design, but the product itself works really well. The last thing that came in my BoxyLuxe was this. It's a clear highlight stick from Becca. And I will tell you, I was surprised at how much I liked this. Well, I'll just rub it on here for you. It's kind of hard to see. It is very glowy. And I have used this on days when I'm using other cream products, like a cream blush or a cream bronzer, or on days when I don't have any makeup on, but I do want just a little glow here and a little glow here, and I'll tap it in. I really like this product a lot. I have also successfully, I don't know if I'll be able to do it now, I might ruin everything. Let's see, put some on the back of my hand and then just tapped it on like this. Oh, that works. I feel like it can bump up the wattage just a little bit. The one thing I'll tell you is this does not work as well if you don't put it on one surface and pick it up with a sponge or a stippling brush and put it on this way. If you were to be wearing a fully set face that has powder products on it and then wipe this on, you're going to disturb your product. But this has been great for those no to low makeup days, or when I'm using different types of products like cream products, but it doesn't ever dry down. It does always feel just a little bit tacky on your skin, and that's just so you know what it is and how to wear it. But I think it gives a really beautiful glass skin sort of look with very minimal effort on days when you're wearing almost no makeup. And that's how I like to use it the best. When it comes down to it, I feel like me and BoxyCharm are on pretty good footing right now. I feel sometimes if I get like a box where I'm like, really, that was it. Sometimes taking a look at it as a whole, quarter by quarter, you know, what did I get out of this last 3 months? Is it worth it for me to continue? Because sometimes I'll have a bum box and I'll be like, I didn't feel like April's box was fantastic, but it's nice to look through and go, you know what, I have 3 months of products in front of me, one that I finished, one that I repurchased, one that I use all the time, another one that I use all the time, and then something that I never would have purchased for myself that I found was actually really good and I might get a different shade of. I love having discoveries like that from a subscription box, and that's why I'm a subscriber to BoxyCharm. So thanks for watching today. Let me know if you have a beauty subscription box or a different type of subscription box, or if you want to recommend a certain type of subscription box. Some of the food subscription boxes have been looking pretty good. I know there's a candy one, there's like a ramen one, and there's all sorts of subscription boxes. But if you have a favorite and it's not beauty related, let me know what it is and why you love it so much. And if you get BoxyCharm or any other beauty subscription service, let me know what your favorite items have been from the last quarter, January through March. Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you haven't. I'll see you again soon. Bye.